Hello, Cancer. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths. We're going to jump right into your reading. Welcome to your reading and welcome to Gemini season. Cancer, a bit of confusion that's been coming up, okay? Going into this reading, I felt a little bit of confusion. Your mind has been steering off somewhere and then coming back, and then somewhere else again, and then coming back, okay? I feel the need to share that with you guys. I'm going to start us off with some affirmations. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. I feel like this is a heavy message for our Cancers. Some things to be left behind, some things to leave behind, because some things we cannot take with us moving forward. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. There may also be a little bit of a disturbance, and there has been a little bit of a disturbance, a little bit of a distraction. I am reminded to tell you that you are on the right path. You are guided, okay? I heard like a little bit of ringing on my right ear right now, so I feel heavily Spirit is with us. There are a lot of things that you are doing right. And perhaps this has been the inner work that you have been working on and putting your dedication on, being loyal to. There are also some things to put off because it's not good for your well-being. It is not healthy for your well-being. It is not healthy for your mind. You are to focus on the path that you are on. I am getting that we pick and choose our own battles. You are perhaps taking on the challenges that is presented to you, and that is being presented to you for a reason, because you chose to be on this path. And being on this path, it consists of you being in deep discipline. Okay, I'm getting that you are a single mother. Okay, I have here your sign, bottom of the deck. I had already pre-shuffled and I wanted to be in this order. This is an oracle deck that I created for myself. The color purple is also very significant. I had also painted my nails purple. Okay. Ooh. And heavy on purple here, acceptance and worry. Okay. This is associated with your crown chakra. So you may be feeling like you are seeing some things with so much more clarity. And I do believe that collectively we are being showered with a lot of clarity. 333 on the timestamp. We are being showered with so much more peace, being more light, being more soft, being more gentle. I felt the need to wear white. Okay, that is of significance for you. And also I've been wearing white a lot myself. Okay. I'm hearing it is protection. Excuse me, let me just... a lot of you guys are super dehydrated. I'm getting that. Initial Z is also a significance. I am following the flow as we go along with this reading, you guys, so bear with me. Give it to God. He knows what to do. Again, coming back to what I was saying about there are some things that we cannot take with us moving forward, and that may be something that you're a little bit in a deep thought about, Cancer. This could be a sibling. This could be a friend. You may feel like you're being held back by certain things. Being held back by the things that you are taking on for yourself. I'm getting the word independent, okay? again, coming back to what I was saying about if you are a single mother, this is something that you are heavily experiencing and having to be more independent and having to really take on tasks on your own the best way you know how, and trusting in yourself more, and not so much depending on friends and family members at this time. But this is where the discipline comes in, where you find yourself to be more in deep discipline, not having to ask so much help, but learning to stand on your own, in your own terms, if you will. Okay, 555 on the timestamp. There are a lot of changes that is coming for you, and this is what I mean by we pick and choose our own battles. And in having to pick and choose our own battles, I'm getting that the challenges that comes with this and the path that you are on, you had asked for this. And although you may not have known what to expect, right? There's just some things that are unpredictable. There are just some things that we don't know how to handle when it is first presented to us, if that makes any sense. And what it looks like to me, Cancer, is that you are very much doing the best that you can. And I'm getting the word victory. Okay. You have had this time to yourself and getting to know yourself independently, and having to really trust in yourself more, and less on depending on people. You might have been the one in the past who depended a lot on your friends and depended a lot on your family when it came to your finances, when it came to your and finding a babysitter. I'm getting that. I'm getting heavily on a single mother here. Okay, I have the Empress here, bottom of the deck, and I also have some cards laid out here I want to show you guys. You may have been that person who depended a lot on a lot of people, and you might have had a group of friends here that you depended a lot on. But now that you are a mother, now that you're having to take on things on your own, in your own terms, in your own conditions, right? You are learning this on your own, and this is perhaps a choice that you had made. Now, you might have not even known what was to come when you chose this path, but it is also one that is teaching you a whole lot about your own independence, teaching you a whole lot about what it actually really like, what it's actually like to be living as a mother and living as yourself and growing and getting to know who you are as yourself. Okay, it is a role of a mother, and it is also a role of yourself, your authentic self. Okay, and what I'm getting here is that you have come so far in this being independent and being on your own. Victory is what I'm getting here. I have the 3 of Pentacles with the 4 of Pentacles, okay, along with the 3 of Cups. While you have been in this feeling of winning and being in victory, while you may, excuse me that I keep pausing. This is where like the confusion is coming from. Okay. Because you see, what I'm getting here is that while you are experiencing a whole lot of this winning, right? You having to celebrate in private, perhaps. You're having to celebrate in private. You're having to talk to yourself, encouraging yourself, uplifting yourself. And you may be somebody who is doing this in private. And you may not even be one to share a lot of your small wins and your big wins. You know, you are one to celebrate this on your own, by yourself. And then when you're ready to share it with people, then you will. What I'm getting here is that while you may be feeling a whole lot of this accomplishments, you've succeeded in something here. You've planned this all out. You have grown to know a lot about yourself independently, away from people. In a good way, not in, in a bad way, like you have to overly protect yourself. It's just, you grow up and we separate from people and life just happens. And you are one to be taking more challenges than you thought you would. Okay. But while you are feeling a whole lot of this victory and winning and accomplishments, there are a lot of distractions. And this could be why there is a lot of distractions. Because while your energy is ascending, while you are ascending, you are also attracting. When you are ascending, you're attracting, and you're attracting the good, and you're also attracting the bad. You're attracting the good, and I don't mean to say that so bluntly, but it is also important to be vigilant in who you are also attracting, and who you are also bringing into your life, okay? Because some may not agree with your successes. Some may not agree with your accomplishments. And this is what kind of, is very unfortunate about the world that we live in. It's like we've come to a point where we can't even share our accomplishments anymore because either we get the evil eye, either we, we get certain looks that we didn't expect to get. It takes you by surprise, right? Sometimes. And this is why it's good to keep things to yourself and to celebrate things in private for now. And then when you are ready to share it with people, when you are more comfortable and confident in sharing it with people, then do so. But at this time, there are distractions and there are other energies out there that may not even agree to where you're going and the path that you are on and the path that you choose to be on. And you are just not entertaining a whole lot of that energy. Okay. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. I feel heavily, and I feel this for myself as well. I've been experiencing this for myself. I feel like I have also been in heavy protection, and I know at this time I need to give myself the full rest. I know at this time that I need to just sit with myself and really feel the peace that has been given to me, that spirit has been allowing me to feel for myself. Some of us trauma survivors, we deserve to sit with ourselves for as long as we can. We deserve to take in the energy, our own energy, right? We deserve to get to know who we are in depth. We deserve to know our own mind. We deserve to know where our heart is taking us and what our heart is telling us at this time. And it can get very serious, right? And suppose that's what adult life is, right? Some things are to be taken seriously. Committal, very committal. And so at times we forget to come back, and sometimes, we're not reminded to come back to feeling more light, to coming back to feeling more brighter, right? Because we're taking in so many tasks, we're taking in so many responsibilities. So coming back to what I was saying about if you are a single mother, if you are a single parent, male or female, whichever one, flip it how it is in your life. If you are a single parent, you have been feeling like you need a lot more peace. And perhaps you haven't really gotten the chance to feel a whole lot of that. I'm hearing that you have been bogged down. There is a sibling or a friend, I keep getting that, who you may feel is coming around and just coming in as they please, but not really speaking to you, not really getting to know you, but just having to be in your space just to, I'm getting misery loves company, right? They aren't actually going to tell you sometimes that they are feeling down, but they're going to be around you just so that they can take what they can. It's very unfortunate, right, when a family member does this. It's very unfortunate, especially when it is a family member. It is very unfortunate to experience this with somebody that you have known for years, that you have perhaps grown up with. You don't really know their intention, but you, as this kind-hearted person, you give people the benefit of the doubt, and you also allow people to really get into their emotions and their feelings, and you empathize with that. Sometimes when they are not so responsible and taken accountable with their own feelings, it can also take a toll on you. This is what I'm getting. This is what I'm picking up. It takes a toll on you, Cancer, because you feel the need to carry it for them. Like, they may be around you, but they're not actually really telling you what is wrong with them. They're just coming around you so that they can distract you, find ways to bog you down, to take you down with them wherever they are, because they are feeling down with themselves. Like, they are feeling depressed. They are feeling miserable about themselves. But they can't really explain to you how that feels like. It's like they wait for you to say something, and then they'll say something about their life. Does that make sense? They aren't actually going to tell you straight up that something is wrong with them. They're going to come around you and then wait for you to say something about your life until they say what is wrong with them. But that is what's wrong with them, is that they assume too much, but not expressing enough. You have this way of you attract hurt people. You attract people that are in too much in their emotions. And it's almost like you get this feeling like they kind of expect you to take it out of them, like get it out of them. They kind of expect you to be that therapist for them. Some people may not up front express it to you right away, and that's where it gets very confusing. And I suppose that is why I'm losing my words here, because I'm trying to also make sense of it as the energy is flowing, okay? What I've written down here, Cancer, is some may never understand why you choose the path you are on. And if they are not willing to understand you, it is not your obligation to explain yourself, to over-explain yourself. You may be one who is very introverted. You keep a lot to yourself. You're very private when it comes to where you are going. You're very private when it comes to your direction. And you may not be one to also post a whole lot on social media. I'm picking this up, this energy. Okay, take this as it resonates. You may not be one who posts a lot on social media. You're not one to post a whole lot about your life and what you do on a daily on social media. Some things are just to be kept behind closed doors. Okay? I believe you don't have to post on social media at all. There may be energies who influence you to post on social media and to keep on exposing your life and your whole entire life on social media, but you don't have to. It is now your obligation to explain yourself. Some may never understand why you choose the path you are on, and if they are not willing to understand you, why over-explain yourself? It is not your obligation, right? It is also not your obligation to post on social media if you feel and you choose not to. It is also your choosing if you do not want to share anything with anybody, if you do not trust them. It has become a world where it is very important to keep certain things to yourself, because there are just some things that people don't understand. It's very, very unfortunate also when it is a family member that you have to keep a secret to from. Okay. I released any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. I'm getting a brother. Okay. You may have moments where you feel like how you are talking to them, how you are interacting with them, 2222 on the timestamp. At first, you may feel really guilty for not telling them, right? Because they are blood, they are a family member, they are somebody that you have known for years. And at first, you may feel guilty for not telling them certain things about yourself, and not telling them certain things that you have accomplished, and not telling them things that you have really worked on. I do believe that Spirit has your back on certain things, and your spirit team has their back, has your back on your plans. And they tell you this, and you know this. They tell you when it is safe to do so. They tell you when it is safe to share and when not to share, because it's only going to hurt you. I remember a time when I had told my sister about things about myself that I was excited about that I was doing, and some ideas that I was doing, and I want to share that with you guys. And the response that I got from her really disappointed me. And I suppose that I had done that to myself, and I should have been more careful, and I should have been more vigilant with where I was going with that and sharing with her. But just the thought of, she's my sister, she's family, she's blood, I'm sure she'll understand. But when I had shared it with her in that moment and I got the response from her, it really disappointed me. And that is taking me back to this right now. That you want to share certain things to your family members, to your siblings perhaps, but you don't want to disappoint yourself. And you know the hard work and the dedication and the loyalty that you've been putting in this work, whatever this may be in your life, right? The path that you chose. They may not agree on, and you're choosing not to say certain things and share certain things to them because you know it's going to disappoint you, and it's only really going to hurt you in the end. And that is also very unfortunate because you want to be able to share your accomplishments with your family. You want to celebrate with your family, but there's just certain things that Spirit is really allowing us to just sit back and celebrate on our own. And I'm getting that there may be a bigger reason for this. And maybe Spirit is keeping you from hurting yourself, preventing you from hurting yourself even more than what you have already experienced. You know, the hard work that you had been putting in, the dedication, you being so obedient in your work. You have put in so much hard work in that. And so when you are so excited to share it with somebody who isn't so excited for you, that is very disappointing, especially when it is a family member. I am reminded to tell you that you are highly guided, that if you keep your spirits up, you keep your attitude in this, keeping your attitude, keeping yourself in a lighter side of life, and knowing that that is an option, okay? Come back to service. Always come back to service when you are feeling down, when you are feeling lonely. There is a lot of increase that's coming here. I'm getting plenty. I'm getting increase. There has been a lot that you have been rebuilding and rebuilding and rebuilding for yourself. This is an even more solid, that's funny, I've seen the word solid in big bold letters today. Okay. Solid and an even stronger foundation for yourself. Why not celebrate that? And why not celebrate that in peace? I want to tell you guys that I have been celebrating on my own in peace, in private. And it's been really nice. And it's exactly like this. Very, very simple. But to me, it is very grand at the same time. Does that make sense? It is enlightening. It's very enlightening. It's an experience to have for yourself, and sometimes an experience to have for yourself, because why not? Right? Some things that Spirit has been allowing me to understand lately is that while you are being separated and while you are being isolated from the rest, you are still able to have moments of happiness, moments of peace to yourself. You are still allowed to celebrate. You are still allowed to dance around and sing and be happy, and being in joy and being in glee. I suppose that it is very unfortunate to be feeling that on your own sometimes, because you wish to have somebody next to you in that moment celebrating, right? But I'm also getting that it's a different world that we live in. Some things are just not the same, okay? I want to read you guys. This was also a channeled message that Spirit wanted me to read. Proverbs 18, verse 2 and 3. The fool takes no delight in understanding, but rather in displaying what he thinks. With wickedness comes contempt, and with disgrace comes scorn. And Spirit wanted me to tell you guys, reminded me to read that verse for you. And then I also want to share the things that I have been practicing on for myself, okay, in this healing journey that I've been on. Obedience, that has been, I feel like, very challenging for me, and has been very challenging for me, but at the same time, so liberating. Like, you don't realize how much more there is to you until you sit with yourself and you meditate and you go in and ask questions. And it's like you start to realize how grand you are, how much bigger you are than just flesh, than just your physical body, right? In today's culture and society, we are only seen as what you can only see on the physical level, right? We only really focus on what we see on a physical level. And so we don't actually realize how much more there is within ourselves until we sit with ourselves and we ask questions. Okay. I have been practicing on listening. I feel like I have been practicing on listening since I was 8 years old. This has been like a skill that I know I've been holding on to forever, for as long as I can remember. I've been practicing on showing and giving love. This has also been a little bit more challenging for me, because this path that I've chosen to be on, and perhaps the path chose me. It saved me, in fact. Okay. It is hard to show love to people who bully you all the time, who isn't showing you the same love, same kind of love that you give them. But we are also reminded to always show love regardless. I have been practicing on fellowship, and this is a little tricky for me because I have been in isolation, so it's not like I'm interacting with a lot of people all the time. I get, what is that called? Sensory overload quickly, very, very, very easily. And so to be interacting with so many people all the time, I almost want to hide, right? And this has been tricky for me. So when I do get a chance to be around people, really allowing myself to also be around people who are able to understand where I am with myself, and to also be patient with me, because I can be very slow. Okay. I'm very grateful to be around people who are so caring and willing to understand me and where I am with my pace, because I can be very slow and I process things very slowly. That's just how my mind works sometimes. I get tired easily, when I speak, when I interact. I suppose that's the introverted part of me. But I also know that I need more fellowship and I need to be more in interaction. So that is something that I have been practicing on. I have been practicing on speaking honestly and openly. That one is heavy for me, very, very heavy for me. As a little girl, I was one to not speak so much. I was very shy. I did not know how to use my words. I didn't even know how to put my words together in a sentence. I was very quiet. I had a very thick Filipina accent, and I was very ashamed of that. And I kept myself silent for a while. And on top of that, was silenced as well. So it was hard for me to speak up when I felt I needed to speak up. And as an adult today, I'm almost 33. I have been one to speak from my heart, and always have been one to speak from my heart. Is very easy for me to do that. And Sometimes when I am speaking honestly and openly, not a lot of people will agree with me. And so I surround myself with people who do. I have been practicing on being patient and more patient with myself. And this is when it comes to being obedient in my routine, in my rituals, in my prayers, whatever that is, whatever that looks like for me in my life. I have been more patient with myself when it comes to, not having certain things at the time when I want it. I do believe that comes with a lot of discipline, and that's what Spirit has been allowing me to understand, is that you're not going to get what you want when you want it. There's got to be a lot more discipline on your part, and there's got to be a lot more understanding on your part in order for you to have it and to get it. And I wanted to share that with you guys. And that is probably something that you are also having to practice on, Cancer. A lot of discipline on being more patient with yourself and getting the things that you want. And this is probably something that you have also been experiencing in this path that you've been on, and allowing yourself to understand certain things a little bit more, right? And when it comes to your accomplishments and where you have been with your accomplishments, that came with a lot of discipline, and that came with a lot of patience with yourself. And it looks like the patience that comes with this journey and what comes with this path that you have been on, it had taken you to a lot of rewards. And again, coming back to what I was saying about increase, and plenty, and a lot of it. So celebrate and enjoy it. You have earned it. Thank you so much for being here and for tuning in, you guys. If you would like a personal, hit me up. All of my information will be down in the description box below. Donations will also be appreciated. I will see you guys in the next. This has been a very interesting reading, and it's also very helpful, and it has been very helpful, and has made me realize a whole lot about things about myself as well. I love you guys so much. Take care always. Happy Gemini season. I will see you in the next. Bye, Cancer.